What are the 5 hidden emotional blocks stopping Indian women from achieving financial freedom? This is a guide to help you dissolve the invisible roots of financial scarcity. Before we begin, I just want to say that you are not broke because you lack ambition, intelligence, or strategy. It is because you were taught that you're not worth it. And this guide is not about budgeting, investing, or side hustles. We are talking about something older, deeper, and more powerful. The emotional architecture that governs your relationship with money. Most Indian women carry an inheritance they never asked for. Generations of women who were told that wanting more was selfish, that money was a man's domain, that a good woman gives endlessly and receives nothing. That inheritance lives in your body, your nervous system, and also your unconscious belief. Emotional alchemy is the practice of identifying these inherited emotional blocks and transforming them at the root. Not suppressing them, not bypassing them, simply transmuting them into power. Block number 1: the good girl wound. The belief that shrinking yourself is love. What is the pattern in this? From the time you were small, you were rewarded for being agreeable, for not asking for too much, for making others comfortable at the cost of your own desires. But the truth is, your financial block is rooted in a deep, unconscious belief that wanting more makes you selfish. That ambition is unfeminine. That if you receive too much, someone else receives less. So, what is the alchemy practice for this? First, notice the moment you feel guilty for wanting. That guilt is not wisdom, it is a wound. The practice is allowing yourself to want fully without an apology. Say it out loud. My desire is not a burden, it is a direction. If you want a mantra, here is your mantra. Repeat after me. I am allowed to want. My desires are sacred. Let's move on to block number 2, the guilt block. This is the invisible tax you pay for everyone else's comfort. The pattern here is that you feel responsible for everyone's emotional and financial well-being, your parents, your siblings, your community. Their struggle feels like your failure. But the truth is, when you feel guilty for earning more than others around you, when you feel you must justify every rupee you spent on yourself, you are operating from a guilt block. Guilt is not generosity, it is self-erasure in disguise. The alchemy practice for this is the transformation when you separate love from financial responsibility. You can love your family deeply and still allow yourself to flourish. Your abundance does not rob others, it models what is possible for them. Your mantra, and repeat after me. My flourishing is a gift to those I love. Block number 3, the visibility fear. The terror of being seen in your full power is what this block means. What is the pattern? That every time you are on the edge of a breakthrough, A raise, a launch, a big ask, a promotion, something pulls you back. You make yourself smaller just because the moment of expansion, just before the moment of expansion. What is the truth? Visibility feels unsafe because historically, Indian women who claimed power were punished for it. Being seen fully means being judged, criticized, envied. Your nervous system learned to stay small, to stay safe. The alchemy practice for this is the work is actually to teach your nervous system that it is safe to be seen. Begin small. Share one true opinion. Post one piece of content from your real self. Each act of visibility tells your body, I survived and I can do this. Repeat after me. My visibility is my service. I am safe to be seen. Block 4. The receiving block. The unconscious no to abundance. The pattern is you are brilliant at giving. Your time, your energy, love, and money flow freely to others. But when someone offers you something, a compliment, a gift, support, money, something tightens. The truth here is Indian women are trained to be rivers, not lakes. Always giving, never resting, never filling. The receiving block is the single most common reason why manifestation practices don't work. You are energetically saying no to what you're asking for. The alchemy practice here is that practice receiving in small ways today. Accept a compliment without deflecting. Let someone pay for your coffee. Receive help without rushing to repay it. The practice of receiving is a spiritual discipline, not indulgence. Repeat after me. I am a worthy receiver. Abundance flows to me and through me. Fifth block. The worthiness ceiling. The invisible income cap you set for yourself. The pattern? You have an unconscious number in your head. The maximum you believe someone like you is allowed to earn. Every time you approach it, something happens. A setback, a self-sabotage, an unexpected expense. The truth? The worthiness ceiling is the sum of all the precious blocks. Previous blocks. It is the conclusion your unconscious mind reached about your value. It is not the truth. It is a story. And stories can be rewritten. Your practice here is that emotional alchemy for the worthiness ceiling is to feel into the number you believe is too much for someone like you. Now double it. Notice the resistance in your body. The resistance is the ceiling. Breathe into it. Tell it, I am allowed to expand beyond you. And repeat after me. My worth is not earned, it is inherent. I expand into my full value. These were the 5 hidden blocks. Naming them is the first act of alchemy. You cannot transform what you cannot see. But just listening to this, reading about this, is not going to help you. Actually releasing them is important. And these are 2 different things. Awareness is one thing and action is another thing. The deeper work the life practices, the somatic releases, the manifestation alignment. That is what will actually help you to rise and receive. Thank you for listening to this. I do have an 8-week. Thank you for listening to this. I have an 8-week program called Rise and Receive. In this program, we'll be teaching you about real-time alchemy. We'll be sharing somatic practices to release financial blocks from the body. We'll be teaching manifestations, alignment, not just visualization, real mastery. We're going to have a private sisterhood community for Indian women on this path. So please feel free to explore this option if you feel called to. Like, share, subscribe, whatever you feel called to. It will help me in the future. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. And if you're ready to step into the program, I'll meet you there.